Hi, it's Lauren here, and in today's video, I am going to answer every single question that I got asked by health practitioners and wellness experts inside our 3-day passive income channel. We had over 3,000 practitioners join: nutritionists, psychologists, therapists, personal trainers, health coaches, functional medicine practitioners, and the questions were really honest, really human, and really universal. And so I realized something really important. And that is that most wellness experts or health practitioners desperately want passive income, but they genuinely don't believe that it's possible for them. So today I want to talk you through, like we're having coffee together, and break down every hesitation, every yeah, but, every fear that you might have around tech, niching, pricing, social media, confidence to sell a digital product, the overwhelm of it all. We're going to dive into all of that. And my intention is really simple: for you to walk away from this video thinking, okay, I can do this, and actually achievable for me. So let's dive in. The first theme that came up over and over again was I've been thinking about creating a digital product or a short course for years, but I've never believed that it was actually possible. And if you have been in this place, if you can attest to, having written an idea down in a notebook and sat on it for years or even months, I want you to hear this first piece. If you've been helping people for any length of time, if you repeat the same explanations, the same frameworks, the same step-by-step advice in your sessions with clients, you already have a digital product inside of you. Not only is passive income possible for you, it's honestly one of the most aligned things that you could create as a wellness professional. Your work is educational, it's structured, it's repeatable, and frankly, the world needs it. So remember that passive income isn't about replacing your one-to-one work. It's about giving people the first step in an accessible, affordable, self-paced way to learn from you without having to wait for an appointment or committing to a larger investment. And that's not to say that you won't still have an audience who will want that one-to-one support. This is about serving a wider group of people and having what we would call a tiered approach to your business, where there are different accessible price points for people to come into your world and experience your expertise. So it's your expertise, but it's packaged. And it's built once, so you create your digital product once and you sell it daily. And that is impact that expands beyond your calendar and beyond your capacity to see clients in a one-to-one fashion. So the next big question was about the difference between the free training and the paid course. So what I'm talking about here is the funnel that you need to build, and that we help you structure step by step using our AI passive income system for wellness experts. We help you to build a free training. A lead magnet is probably the terminology that you've heard used before in the marketing world. And then that sequence leads someone onto being offered your digital product or your paid course. And the question that came up was, what do I say in that 15-minute video that I'm not already saying inside the product or inside the course? And this is one of the simplest distinctions that you will hear about this. Your free training, your lead magnet, is designed to scratch the itch. So imagine your ideal client has an itch, and your free training is going to gently show them or scratch the itch why they have the problem, why what they have already tried before hasn't worked, and what they have been missing all this time. Because the chances are, no matter what your ideal client is experiencing, whether that's chronic fatigue, type 2 diabetes, some kind of relationship breakdown, whatever the problem is that you solve, the likelihood is that they have tried a range of different things to fix that problem that hasn't worked. And there is immense value in an expert or a practitioner like you explaining why that doesn't work, why those solutions aren't the right solutions, and explaining that there is a better way without actually giving away the better way as such. So your digital product then becomes the antidote. It becomes that better way, that methodology, that framework that only you can teach. And that's where you go step by step. That's where the how-to lives. That's where your frameworks live. That's where your process lives. The kind of do this next kind of clarity that you want your ideal client to get access to and to pay for in your digital product. So if you try to teach everything in the free training or in the lead magnet, you'll overwhelm people. But if you give them that first piece of awareness and insight, that natural kind of, this makes sense moment, then the product becomes the obvious next step. Another huge theme that came up was this sort of tech fear, the I'm not good at tech, the I'm a complete technophobe. I'm worried that the system will overwhelm me. I've spent years trying to figure tech out and, always struggled with it. And I completely get that. And frankly, most people struggle not because they're bad at tech, but because no one has ever given them a simple, linear, do this next process to follow. So inside this system, we show you exactly what to click, what to paste, what to record, how to set up your funnel, how to let AI, and this is the most important part, write your script with your input, write your emails with your input. We show you how to take our AI trained frameworks or our custom GPTs that I have built, so that you're not just chatting with ChatGPT, you're actually using proven frameworks that we've built into these GPTs from helping thousands of health and wellness practitioners build digital products over the years, and using those frameworks to speed up the process of creating your own digital product and funnel. And the feedback that we get from our clients is, oh, this saved me so much time. I can finally see that it's possible to create a digital product. I can finally see that I don't need to spend the next 6 months trying to fumble my way through the setup, the writing of sales pages, the connecting of landing pages, all the things that you need to sell a digital product that used to take months or even years and now possible to achieve in a really short amount of time. So you do not need a designer. You do not need a copywriter. You do not need to be a Kajabi master. You do not even need a tech VA. You can do this with a laptop, Zoom, Canva, and frankly, just the willingness to follow the steps. That's it. Someone else asked me, do I need to be on camera? And, their preface to this was, I can barely film a reel for Instagram. And the answer is no, you don't. You can record slides, you can record audio, you can do voiceover, you can use Canva presentations. But I will say this, when it comes to health and wellness, people buy from people. So when you achieve a transformation with your client and they go and tell a friend, they say, Sue helped me with this, or Helen helped me with this. You need to speak to this amazing woman, Georgia, or this amazing guy, Phil, who changed my life. And so building the confidence to get on camera is part of the process. But when you have a step-by-step process to follow, it becomes so much easier. And camera confidence is a skill. And like any skill, it gets easier the moment that you stop overthinking it and you just start letting yourself be human. Just like you and I are chatting right now, and I'm imagining that you are on the other side of this screen and that we're having coffee together and we're talking about the amazing potential that you have to build a digital product and sell it in the world. People buy from your clarity. People buy from people. And frankly, they don't buy from your lighting or your tech or your perfect background. They buy from you because you get them, and the way that you communicate their problems to them and the solutions make so much sense. So then we had a lot of questions about, audience size. What if I haven't got a following yet? What's the realistic number of followers that I need to sell? And the truth is, you don't need a big audience. You need traffic, and traffic being people, eyeballs, can come from Instagram. It can come from an email list. It can come from past clients, collaborations. It can come from anywhere. We've had people with 300 followers make sales. We've had people with 3,000 followers make sales. Followers don't equal buyers. Systems equal buyers. And one thing that I spoke about during the challenge was that if you're thinking about the problem being, I don't have an audience, but you don't yet have a digital product to sell, it's like going out into the world, launching a business with nothing to sell and hoping that people want to follow you. People walk into a shop because of the products that are inside. And so if you imagine your business is the same sort of setup, they come into your digital world because they have things that you offer that are exciting to them, that are appealing to them. And so if you don't think about creating the digital product first, then there'll be no reason for somebody to follow you and to come into your world. So you don't need to wait until you're big enough to be able to launch a digital product. You grow as you go. And then another area that people were stressing about or were asking about was pricing. So how do I price my digital product? Why do we offer a discount? And if you know anything about kind of selling digital products and the fact that they're usually targeted at what we call a cold audience or people who are coming into your world for the first time, we need to understand that that buyer needs a reason to buy. And when it comes to a digital product, a really easy incentive to help someone make that decision to buy is, as well as the product making sense for them and solving a problem that they have, a really easy incentive to give them to buy now is a discount. And so the questions, why do I need to provide a discount? Do I need to sell it at full price first? Should I start cheaper? All of these are really good questions, and your product does have to have a real full price. The discount is an exclusive offer that you give to people who have come through your lead magnet, who've watched your free training, who have come into your world via your funnel. And this, as I said, creates urgency. It rewards action and it converts people incredibly well. And think about it. When you've had somebody come into your world wanting change, the likelihood is that that comes with a resistance. That resistance is usually, I've been trying to heal from this for years. What makes this any different? Or I don't know if healing is really possible for me. I don't know if I really can transform my health. And so when you give them a practical and logistical reason to buy, like, well, there's a discount on this for the next 72 hours, and it's ethical because it really is a limited time discount, then you give someone that reason to back themselves, to believe in themselves, and it helps them to justify their decision to invest in their health. And that is really powerful. So pricing is rarely the issue for people. Clarity is usually the problem. So start with something that feels like a no-brainer and then refine it later. A lot of people were also worried that their idea was too broad. So what if my product covers gut health and stress and hormones and nutrition? Will I overwhelm people? Your product should solve one problem, and it should deliver really one promise, provide one transformation. And the reason for this, well, the problem usually that I see is that most wellness experts are over-teaching. And it's because you know a lot and you have a lot to share, but the magic is in being really specific. So we want you to let the rest of the stuff that you really want to teach as well become a future digital product or a bonus module, or frankly, just exist in your one-to-one work so that we can differentiate between this micro promise that is being delivered inside your digital product and the broader work that you do perhaps with clients one-to-one. It also positions you really nicely to create a suite of products for the future. So you're not limited to just this first digital product. You have the scope to create more digital products in the future. And that really is the goal, that you have digital products that sell on autopilot while you sleep, while you rest, while you hang out with your kids or friends or family or travel. And this creates a business for you where you can really focus on just really sharing quality content with your audience and showcasing the value that you provide. So what else? People worried about how passive income fits with their existing one-to-one program. Will this cannibalize my coaching? Are they too similar? And the answer is no if you follow the advice that I've just shared. Your one-to-one work is bespoke. It's personal. It's deep. You go into the, fundamentals, the deep work with an ideal client that is working with you one-to-one. Your digital product, by contrast, is structured, it's affordable, it's self-paced. And so one supports the other. A digital product often becomes the perfect intro for someone who can't afford to yet work with you one-to-one. It becomes the foundation for them and a stepping stone in that tiered structure of your business for them to come into your world as a one-to-one client. And then we had questions about tech setup. What tools do I need? Do I need Kajabi? Is WordPress okay? Is my old laptop going to cope with this? You need literally Zoom, Canva to record. You need lead pages or Kajabi or a simple website to host your pages. You need a CRM like ConvertKit to email people. You need deadline funnel for your 72-hour deadline. And then you need YouTube or Vimeo to host your videos. And most of those have a free or very entry-level access point to use their software. We've designed this so that when you start taking these steps, you can incrementally invest in the tools behind your business. You can keep this incredibly simple. It's not a fancy setup. It doesn't need to be an expensive setup. And the best part is that there's no expensive team. There's not an expensive set of outsourcing. There's no agency supporting you like in the days when you really needed all of those additional personnel to build your business. And that's really the future that AI is painting for us. For you as a practitioner, and I say this a lot, you won't be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by practitioners and experts who are using AI and leveraging AI to get those tasks in their business done that are not in their zone of genius. So if you don't feel like you are a copywriter, you are a marketing expert, suddenly we can use these tools that we've created for you to speed that process up. And frankly, overwhelm comes from not knowing the steps, not the lack of ability. When you know your niche, when you have a promise, your free training outline, your product structure, and your funnel steps, which our AI tools create for you, there's nothing left to figure out. You just follow those steps. So people also asked if they could create multiple courses at once. We suggest starting with one, get it converting, and then duplicate the system. So start with one product, build out a system that works, that sells, and then start building future products off the back of that. And then the question came up around AI. Will AI make my content sound robotic? And, that's a really fair question. I think a lot of practitioners question whether using AI is just going to start to make them sound just like everybody else. And the reality is, if you don't use it in the most leveraged way, if you don't teach it how you sound, if you don't share your expertise with it, it will start to sound repetitive, not the way we use it. We suggest that you use AI as that brainstorming partner, as an amplifier of the clarity that you already have. As a writing assistant, you bring the expertise and then AI helps you to package it and to deliver on it faster. Another big category was, psychologists and I guess regulated professionals asking if passive income is actually appropriate for them. And my belief is absolutely. You're teaching, you're not treating. You're sharing frameworks, insights, education, and all of that is ethical, helpful. And frankly, it's really needed right now. People need tools that will help them to change the way they think about and act upon their health and well-being. And finally, timing. I want to do this, but life is busy. Maybe I'll do it in 2026. And I get that. Truly, I do. I have my own things keeping me busy in my life, 2 small children, family, things that take up my time. But the truth is, life doesn't slow down. Business doesn't slow down. 2026 is not the year where you're suddenly going to have a whole lot of free time to do these things. Your clients also don't stop needing help. Passive income takes time to build. There's no two ways about that. But once it's built, it gives you back your time. So you can start slowly. You can start imperfectly. You can start while life is full. But my advice to you is to start. Your future self will thank you for committing the time to creating this type of business model. If this video has answered questions that maybe you've been secretly holding on to for years, or frankly, that you didn't know you needed the answers to, if a part of you feels a little more confident, a little more equipped, a little more hopeful, then I think you are ready, more ready than perhaps you think. Passive income doesn't need to be complicated. It's just a system. It's simple. It's repeatable. It's a system that when you build it once gives you freedom. It gives you flexibility. It's a way to help more people without burning out in your business. So if you want the step-by-step templates, scripts, the tech walkthroughs, the AI tools that I've talked about that we've created specifically for health and wellness experts, you know where to find it. Go into the caption below this video for a link to access all the details about our AI passive income system. If not, take what you've learned today and begin. Your future clients and the people who really need you are already searching for what you know. So let's just make it easier for them to find you. See you in the next video.